Hey guys, Sean Solano here. Just doing a quick thing about setting up a Zoom so we can keep these Zooms secured. When you go in and create a Zoom, you all know that you go to my account in the top right. This is my profile. I'm going to click the meetings button right here. This will allow me to schedule a meeting. I'm going to schedule a new meeting. I'm going to call this whatever the class would be. History class, 1 p.m. You can write a little description if you want. This is where you would do the schedule for 1 o'clock, how long you estimate the meeting will be. Now, this is where we start to get into the security options. We also require everyone to have a meeting password. This is right here. This is a six-digit number. You can create your own if you wanted to make your own password, or it will generate one for you. Video, we're usually using host video and participant video. Audio, we're usually doing both, just in case we have those learners that are calling in on the phone through Zoom. Now, this is where we get to some security features. Enable to join before host. I wouldn't enable that. I would leave that off. Mute participants upon entry. If that's something you're interested in, if you're doing more of a presentation than a back and forth discussion, you can mute the participants. And then enable waiting room. This is one of the very key features that we found on Zoom. Enabling the waiting room means that you have to allow everyone into the call. So they're going to call in, they're immediately going to be put in a waiting room. Then you as the meeting host can go into that waiting room and enable them. Now this is where when kids log in, it's going to ask them for their name. They need to be putting their name in order to be entered into the meeting. If they're not in your class, you're not entering them into the meeting. You're just leaving them in the waiting room and they can stay there. They're not going to be entered access unless they're actually in that class and should actually be there. So then we would hit save and we would save that meeting. Now this is where it'll bring you once you hit save. This is your actual meeting. We require a password for the meeting. This is the meeting ID. Now what you'll do is you'll just copy the invitation. That's this right here. Sean Siciliano is inviting you to a Zoom meeting. There's the name of the meeting, the date and time of it. And then this right here is the information they're going to need. If they click on this join Zoom meeting on this link, they're not going to need any of this. This is automatically putting this information in. We're going to copy that meeting and we're going to paste that into our email that we're sending to our kids or we're posting on Google Classroom. Next, I'll bring you into the meeting space so we can see how we can navigate that. Alright, so now we're in the meeting space. You can see at the bottom here, I've tried to join the meeting from another device. See down here where it says manage participants, this is where your waiting room, where you're going to be able to see the waiting room and allow participants in. You should see each person's name right here. This is just a duplicate of me because I'm logging in with another account. Now I would be able to admit myself into this meeting. Alright, now as you can see, I'm on my computer here, which is muted, and I'm on my phone here, which is not muted. I have all my participants here. I'm the host, and then this is my guest account. I access this by the manager participants button down here. This allows me to see all the participants that are in my meeting. Now that I'm the host of the meeting, I have a lot of control here, and this is where our security measures come into play. If we click on more next to a person, we can do a couple things. We can put them in the waiting room if we don't want them in the meeting. We can rename them. Maybe they changed their name for some reason and we wanted to put a proper name on them. We can make them a host. We can stop them from doing video, or we can chat them. Now, if you have students that are doing things on video that they shouldn't be, you can stop their video. Once you click stop video, it'll turn their video camera off. And then if they try and start it again, it won't let them because you've disabled it. So I'm going to start this again just for demonstration purposes. Now down here, we've had some kids that are trying to share their screen during Zooms. We only want the organizer to be able to share the screen. How we're going to do that is we're going to go next to the share screen button, this little arrow, advanced sharing options. Who can share? Only the host. This will only allow the host to be able to share their screen, whether it's your screen or a co-teacher's screen. And then we can go in and we can make other people the host if it was a co-teacher, or we can turn that off and allow a student to share their screen if that's something you're looking to do. One more feature that we're looking at is the chat feature. That's down at the bottom here. This opened in the right-hand window just under the participants window. The chat feature, if you go to this more button right here, this will allow you to turn the chat feature off. This is so that nobody can chat inside the Zoom meeting with each other or with you. You can change it so that no one can participate in chat. Only the host can participate in chat. Everyone publicly, or everyone publicly and privately. Host only would be if you were sharing links or something like that in the chat. You would want that one on. Everyone publicly, if there was a discussion that you were having in the class and you wanted everyone to be able to comment. Or everyone publicly and privately would allow you to have a big discussion as a group, but also allow students to private message each other inside of Zoom. I would not recommend this option. I would keep it with everyone publicly, or the host only, or no one. One last thing is when you're ending the meeting, we want to make sure that you're doing it correctly. When you click end meeting, you want to end the meeting for all. This will kick any participants out of the meeting once you exit. Click end meeting for all, and that will wrap up your meeting. That just about wraps up the Zoom feature for today. If you have any more questions, you can email me, ssiciliano@middleborough.k12.ma.us. I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any more questions, please reach out. Thank you and stay safe.